What's that noise, baby? What's that noise? What's that noise? What is that noise? Where'd you go, babe? Pipes, where'd you go, babies? Where'd you go, babies? Is that Tax Girl? Hey, girl. Hey, girl. It's Friday. Woo, woo. It's Friday night. I was watching a little YouTube on my TV, which I haven't turned on my TV in forever. So it was kind of fun while I was doing stuff in my room to watch a little tubes. You know, you like my glasses? This is terrible. This is what you have to do when you get old, honey. I don't know how old you are. How old are you, Tax Girl? How old you be? Hey, Sean, how are you? Hold on. Ow. How are you, Sean? Ah. Okay. I was getting a lot of stuff done in my room, and I was so excited that I got these new sheets, and it turns out they're the wrong damn size. So I guess my bed is a queen and not a full size. And I've thought all along I had a full size mattress. Hey, Clance. I thought for sure my mattress was full size, but I guess it's not. So I ordered the wrong size sheets. Well, I ordered some for my son as well. His will come and his will be the right size, so that's good. Ouch. How's your guys' day? I understand, Sean. I get it. But yeah, I was watching. I want to talk about this case that I saw. Somebody sent me some messages on this case, and it's all over everywhere. So I'll try to, when some more people get in here, I'll try to go through it as easy as I can, as fast as I can. Okay. It's right there. It's really sad. It's about a 9-year-old girl who was taken from her home and then put back into her home. Oh, these screensavers are so pretty. Put back into her home after she shared information that her mother's boyfriend was messing with her. And her mother watched and allowed it. And her name is Sophie. And there's all these groups. I Stand with Sophie, Love Song number 2 with Sophie, Stand with Sophie Zoom call. There's all this information. So we're kind of going to go through it. And I want your opinion, what you think should happen with this case. It's heartbreaking to listen to. If you guys put a 1 in the chat if you've heard of this case yet. Put a 1 in the chat if you have heard of this case. 9-year-old Sophie. Tax Girl's heard of it. Where did you hear about it, Tax Girl? What social media site did you hear about it? I'm curious because it's all over. It's all over TikTok. It's all over Instagram. It's all over Facebook. It's all over. I've seen it. Some guy talking about it on YouTube. So, oh my gosh, it's hot today. Oh, on Perplex QT's channel. I gotcha. Oh, she'll probably be covering it, the whole thing. When was she talking about it? Because today. Unfortunately, I got wrapped up tonight when I got home from work. Clancy saw it on Instagram. Okay. Um, watching on my TV when I got home from work, trying to put those new sheets on, doing laundry and all this stuff. I started watching Savage, Savage, and then a little bit of Diane's channel. Those are the two I kind of was flipping back and forth with. But this case here, let me get my speaker, and let's do it this way. I'll get my speaker. I have so many electronics, you guys, it's crazy. I need to stop it with the electronics. Okay. Actually, what I can do, okay, I can listen to it on this old phone. It's so hot today, you guys. It's making me sick. I'm really nauseous from the heat. Okay, weird. It didn't load onto this one. I might have to strip at some point, you guys. I'm sorry. I'm sweating to death. Oh, I do, Clancy. I like Savage. I do. I think she's awesome. Savage is pretty cool. She cracks me up. Okay, I can't wear this, you guys. I'm sorry. I'm sweating to death. What the heck? Hold on. Oh my goodness. Okay. I gotta find a tank top or something, y'all. Oh, I'm way too hot. Ew. Okay. I feel like I'm gonna puke when I eat. This is not good. Oh, okay. This may make me look a little bit fatter, but I'm okay. I'm okay. Okay. It's way too hot. All right, that's better. Okay. It's going to be 100 degrees here on Sunday. Oh my, and 45 on Tuesday. Tags girl, that's a big difference. Hey Jay, what's up? Avoid big cities. Yeah, Sean, there's gonna be a lot of crazy shit going on, huh? I gotta take these off for right now. My back's hurting. Vegas. Are you in Vegas, Jay? Shut up. Hey Robert, honey. I'm not a fan of her simply because of some of her stuff, but stuff she says about friends. Oh, well, I get that, Clancy. I understand that. What's coming down? Clancy says, what's coming down the pipe this weekend, Sean? I like the way you said that. Jay, maybe you could come on live with us tomorrow. You want to? You want to come join us on panel from Vegas? Nationwide Antifa and oh no. Are you freaking kidding, Sean? Hold on. I gotta. Hi, Piper. Hi, babies. You want to say hello? You want to say hi? Everybody, you haven't seen Piper for a while because it's just been so sad. Say hi to everybody. Hi, babies. Okay, don't lick me. I know I'm sweaty. Aw. Hi, beautiful. I love you. Grandma loves you. Grandma loves you. She's such a baby. You're such a baby girl. Yes, you are. Such a baby. You can't. You're not a lap dog, honey. You can't get up here. She wants to get up in my lap. Say hi. Oh, I love you. I love you so much. I love her so much. You want a hug? You want a hug? Come here. She's trying to climb up here. Come on. Come on. Come on, sweetie. Come on. Come on. Baby. You're not going to make it, honey. Oh, hey, Steven. Pro terror. Oh, okay. That's enough. Pro. Bless you. Pro terror. What do you mean, Steven? Pro terror. Oh, my stomach. I won't ask who. You guys, I know I look pasty white. Guess what? That gym that I joined, they have tanning beds. Thank you, Clancy. Piper, Clancy said hello. My bed doesn't look as nice right now because I'm washing the bedding. It's the most disappointing thing when you get new sheets and you can't put them on because they're the wrong size. I've always thought I had a full size bed, you guys. Does that not look like a full size? The tag doesn't even say what it is. The full size don't fit, so on my stomach. So we'll give it another couple minutes and then we'll talk about this friggin' case. Antifa and they were pro Antifa and BLM, Stephen? Who is pro Antifa and BLM? You don't have to tell us, but I'm starting to think I don't know if I want to get those things put in my hair because it's starting to grow pretty good. Sean says, hi, Piper. Where's Picker? Picker's one of my favorites too, you guys. I like Picker too because he's just honest, you know? He's honest about things. I like that. I like it. Not that you guys aren't. Jay, no, I don't, but thank you. Thank you for the kind compliments. I don't look that beautiful today. It's been a long day, I tell you. I've been doing so much, you guys. Oh, it was an independent reporter. Okay, then you can share. If it wasn't someone personal, you can share, if you don't mind. What independent reporter? Who was it? What? It wasn't Right Side Broadcasting, was it? No. I like that one. Here in Texas, you should, or Clance, you should have definitely been hearing about that Sophie case because it was anything goes down, it's going to be in Austin. You'll do, you are, you'll do, you are, I'll do. Thanks. Thanks, Stephen. Thanks. I appreciate it. Okay. So let me see. Make sure I get the Bluetooth hooked up here. Because we need, oh, it says it's connected. Good. I'm going to play some of these videos for you guys. Okay. But you got to just be aware. It's hard to listen to. Okay. They've already, I guess someone said on Facebook, they've already taken a video down about it. So I don't know why they're taking videos down about a girl, you know, about a girl who's claiming to be, you know, being messed with. I do not remember Southern I don't know what that is, huh? Okay. So, oh shit, I can't do it on this one. That's right. Okay. Turn it off on this one. Okay, I got to connect it on this one. Come on. Come on. Recognize it. Recognize it. Don't tell me I'm going to have to get a whole new speaker for this. Okay. Let me see if I do this. Yeah. There it is. Okay. Hold on. Hold on really quick, you guys. My boy's home. Hold on. Oh, does he have food? Just kidding. Where's the food? Oh. Oh, you guys, I have to be careful because he told me this morning. He's like, Mom, I don't like it when you talk to me out the window. Oh, honey, I'm live, just so you know. So he's like, I don't like it when you say things to me when I'm leaving out the window in front of the whole neighborhood. And I'm like, why? There's Picker. Hi, honey. So you guys talk to each other for a second. I haven't seen my boy all day, so hold on. Hey there. I love you. Make sure you come and say bye, okay? Or why don't you just stay here tonight? You can just stay home tonight. Oh, hold on. Okay, sorry guys. You guys, my daughter's starting to pack her stuff to move. She's starting to pack her clothes. I'm so sad. Um, she's moving, like I said, she's moving in with her boyfriend and she's packing her stuff, and it makes me so sad. I know it's got to happen, but at the same time, I'm sad. Um, she's already moved out once before, so it's not like I haven't. Good luck to see them. Picker, have you heard about the case of Sophie, the 9-year-old girl in Texas? It's so sad. I'm gonna play some of the video. Did I miss anyone? I know I got to stop vaping. Okay, make sure I didn't miss anyone. Okay, first I'll touch on a couple of topics on other channels, okay? And I'm in no way, I'm not saying anything bad. I'm giving my opinion. On Katie's channel, I think it's awesome that she is going to get help for her. Hey, honey. Okay, this is fun. Thank God it's Friday night. Huge hugs. I love you. I love you so much. I'm going to talk about a case tonight, Graceful Dragon, that you might want to just listen to. It's kind of heartbreaking. I don't know. No, Jay, remember Coffee said that it has to be when things are going to be open and we can do stuff. So anyways, you'll have to come up, though, when you're in Vegas. I'll bring you up on panel. So I think it's amazing that I think it's great that Katie is going to get help for her drinking. You can't shame anybody when they're trying to better themselves, and everybody has to hit their own rock bottom. Everybody has to hit their own rock bottom. So people can tell someone till they're blue in the face, they have to stop doing drugs. You have to stop smoking. You have to stop drinking. You have to this and that. But until the person hits their rock bottom, it's almost going to make them want to do it more. So I think from what I saw, she has hit her rock bottom, and I left a comment, on her video in support of her. I think I said something like, I'm praying for you, Katie. You can do this. And change is scary sometimes, but in order to grow, change has to happen. And there's a lot of people that were just being haters, leaving hateful comments on there. And, it's hard enough for somebody to admit they have a problem. So if you're a Katie hater and you watch this video later, try to be a supporter of what she's trying to do and don't leave hateful comments to her. I think it's terrible. What says Lauren? Refuse fascism. Don't see it in. Oh, Lord, what's this? Refuse fascism. And of course they have their Venmo and Cash App up there, right? Okay, so Sean, is that the website Refuse Fascism? Because I'll go there and we'll see what they're all about. Okay, let's do that. Refuse. Okay. That's so sweet. Yes. Okay, refuse fascism. In the name of humanity, we refuse to accept. Oh, Lord. Here it is. We refuse to accept a fascist in America, right? This is what they're saying. Everyone, everywhere, all out for September 5th. Tomorrow, protest and demand Trump Pence out now. I am so fed the F up with all of these damn riots and protests to get a president. They put fascist and President Trump together every single chance they get. Now listen to this. On September 5th, we must make a living declaration to the world that we are uniting, we are organizing, we are determined, we are preparing to struggle with all we've got, starting now and not stopping until the Trump-Pence regime is driven from power and its fascist program brought to a halt. First of all, what's he doing that's fascist? What? Because he's trying to have law and order in our country? Because he's not letting these people run the cities? There's nothing fascist about that. Everyone, everywhere, September 5th, protest and demand. Trump Pence out now. Launch 60 days of struggle, mass nonviolent protest every single day, you guys. Every day. This is what they're going to do for 60 days. This is where all the this is where all the attention is going to be up until the election. Tell the world we are uniting, we are organizing, we are determined. We are preparing to struggle with all we've got starting now and not stopping until the Trump-Pence regime is driven from power and its fascist program brought to a halt. The Trump-Pence regime is moving fast to consolidate fascist rule and hammer in a nightmare for humanity. Police gun down black and brown people. The Trump-Pence regime backs the police, sends parliamentary forces against the people, and calls for racist thugs to exact vengeance against the people. Peaceful protesters are run down and shot down. We were millions demanding justice in June and July. We must rise again. The next 60 days must be our time. No Trumps, not his fascist goons. If masses of people are in the streets every day by October, if every attempt by the regime to subvert the election, to repress protest, to implement new fascist measures are met with growing numbers demanding Trump Pence out now. In nonviolent protests, we could force a different political equation going on into November, constraining Trump's ability to easily postpone or subvert the election, and we would already be mobilized and prepared if he did so on Election Day. Every movement for justice must act on the understanding that we are at a both-and moment. For every struggle for justice, for people's lives, and for demanding Trump Pence out now, this is not a time for either or. My struggle, not yours. Humanity all over the world and the survival of the planet depends on what we do. Will it be said when facing an American fascism in the most powerful country in history that people here could not put aside their differences to stop a great horror? Or will history tell that people rose, as many acting together, and stopped a great horror? Okay, it goes on and on and on, but here's the thing. Are you committing a great horror by trying continually to take out a duly elected president? He was elected. He won. Again, these people want to change the way everything works in our country. Everything. Why couldn't you just keep your damn mouth shut, let him do his term, and leave it at that? But no, they got to go out and cause problem the entire 4 freaking years. The entire time. What have you, hey Chirpin, hey Angel Eyes, what have you done for your people, you idiots? What have you done? I'm talking to the political fools. What have you done for your people? What have you fought for to get for your people? I don't think much, have you? All the money and everything else is gone to taking down Trump. That's the whole plan. Well, good luck with that. And I hope to God he wins again. He's got to. That's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it. We can't have people like this in freaking. Ugh. Oh Lord, that's their plan. Take it to the streets. Yeah, they know. It's disgusting. All right. Yeah, so everybody, if you don't have to go somewhere, stay home. I mean, okay, I do too, Angel Eyes. It's like what they're saying he is, they're lying. He's no fascist. I mean, I think he I think he's somebody who's really more down the middle than a lot of people that have been in power. Like, he can see both sides of things. But because he doesn't want these riots out there, and he wants us to have police to protect us, he's a fascist. Me too, Chirpin. Okay, let's listen to this, you guys. First, I am gonna read it to you first, and if I can put some stuff up on screen. Oh, me too, Angel Eyes. Orlando and Inverness, Florida, they are having the protest. They're saying it's going to be peaceful, Sean. Fascists impose rules. Trump has slashed the number of laws. Thank you, Picker. Yeah. Okay. So this girl, a 9-year-old, heartbreaking account of sexual abuse by mother. Judge orders her to stay with the abuser. Hey, Coffee. Groups like refuse. Okay. So I'm going to kind of just read to you about how it went, what's going on, and then I will play some videos for you. A Texas father is seeking to regain the custody of his 3 children following disturbing revelations that their mother has been loaning them out to men to be sexually abused. They lying about Trump is ridiculous. Exactly. Michael Long, the father of Sophie Long, has been fighting to save the life of his daughter and her brothers, who have allegedly been abused and the R word by their mother, Kelly Marie Mitten, her boyfriend, Jacob Wayne Bellington, and their grandmother, Kim A. Mitten. Wallace awarded Mitten with custody of Sophie, though local police have informed Nationalist Review that the girl is currently at a safe location. Michael Long, her father, uploaded an 18-minute video providing testimony from Sophie about her abuse and additional footage that shows the young girl struggling to remain with her father at a custody exchange that took place in Lacey Lakeview, Texas on August 18, 2020. Following the publication of the footage, the judge presiding over the custody battle, Cynthia McCran-Wellis, ordered that all social media posts, videos, and statements about the child's health be removed from the internet. Nationalist Review has preserved copies of these videos. We will upload them should the order to remove them be carried out. We urge every adult to share these videos as far and wide as you can. We also urge caution, as we always do when posting shocking content. These videos are disturbing. They include the account of a traumatized child survivor, and the content is not appropriate for children. Please be advised. Nationalist Review has also spoken to the 2 Texas police departments handling the case, the Frisco Police Department and the Lacey Lakeview Police Department, and their comments on the matter are included. So this is 9-year-old Sophie. At a custody exchange on August 18, 2020, Sophie detailed to her grandmother her reasons for refusing to return to her mother's residence. The video is 19 minutes long and includes multiple alarming details that no child could ever fake. Prior to leaving for the exchange of custody, the present girlfriend of Sophie's father can be heard explaining that Mr. Jake, the name Sophie uses for her abuser, Jacob Bellington, is not going to be at the mother's house. Sophie replies that it doesn't matter and that her mother will find another man to abuse her. They have a GoFundMe up. I think so far, you guys, they've raised $66,000. People have raised for this family. Okay, so I'll let you kind of hear.
Crying in happiness because he gets to see his kids this weekend. Woo!
Okay, listen. Stop.
And he gets the long holiday. Good job.
In keeping with the other order, we would be a Friday at noon exchange. Is that what's been happening? No? Okay. We can't get to Waco by noon. Okay. So what time was the typical? I believe it was 5 p.m. Fridays at 5 to Sundays at 5. But
Your Honor, in terms of the typical order, I think that's where we absolutely need a hearing. He wasn't adhering to that typical order where he was getting 1 weekend every month. And so that's where I urge the court that the court needs to hear testimony with regards to everything.
BS.
I think that Monday at 5 o'clock would be appropriate. This father needs to have some eyes on these children, considering.
No, they're having a court case here.
I can't imagine not being.
There's a judge there, honey. It's legit.
Given all that has been happening and transpiring.
They want them to get help.
I do agree with Mr. Mesh that we should have a hearing. I do agree with that, and I think we should have a full evidentiary hearing. Do I believe?
Okay, thank you. And Ms. Graham, I do want to correct your
red ball.
slight misunderstanding because it preceded your presence in the case.
Monday.
The original order was signed by me, and it was giving Dad full custody and
No, I
zero.
didn't.
So
Okay, well, thank you for that correction, Your Honor.
let's be clear. Let's be
Thank you for that.
all right,
Yeah.
thank you.
Be clear about that.
Prior to that, my understanding was that the parties were giving this school year notice of which weekend it would be. So that seems to me to be very loose as to be not even enforceable. So that needs to change for sure going forward. And that was agreed to in the MSA and put into a final order 3 years later in 2020. So absolutely, we'll do a full evidentiary hearing. Both sides need to get their pleadings straightened out too.
Okay, how long is this one? Okay.
Your Honor, if I may, just for the record.
No.
I'd like
Okay,
to state
this is,
my objection to modification of any order without a hearing.
Okay, that was them discussing the case through what's it called? What's that called? You know what I'm talking about. Okay, then this. Okay, the latest news in this shit show is that the mother's attorney is requesting the money raised by the GoFundMe meant to help Sophie's father, Michael, secure an attorney to be given to the scumbag mother who watches her boyfriend molest her daughter. Okay, Michael, Sophie's father, doesn't think the judge will go for it. She sent that poor girl home with the creeps, so who knows? Number one, the update. The judge ruled that if the father doesn't take down all the posts about the case and videos of Sophie because they're damaging to the little girl's mental health, he will get 6 months of jail time. The second thing, this judge called the father negligent for posting the videos after the court put Sophie back in the custody of her abusers. The third thing, the judge froze all of the funds donated by the people, everybody out there in social media that have donated to this father. The judge has taken that and she's she froze all the funds. She's trying to make sure he can't get access to good legal representation. The fourth thing, before the judge's Facebook page came down, people said that there was evidence that she is close friends with Sophie's biological mother's attorney. Number 5, Sophie hasn't been seen or heard from by her father since the 25th. She hasn't attended school. CPS claims that she is safe, but they also said that she's mentally ill and lying about the abuse. In the video, you can hear a caseworker talking, and she isn't even listening to what the little girl is saying. Number 6, no one with any amount of empathy can watch that video and think it was okay to send her back to that situation. Number 7, CPS claims that Sophie is in the custody of relatives of the biological mother. Groups are forming to try and send funds directly to the father because the $50K that was raised by citizens who care more about Sophie than the judge does is being withheld from him. People are seriously okay. So I'm going to play a video of the, okay. This is a video where she's in the car being transported from her father back to her biological mother. So when her father found out, he contacted CPS, and they're not believing the girl. Listen to it. Make sure there's no kids in the room, okay? And if there's something kind of mumbled, or I'll tell you what she said. Okay.
I do want to know. So who's touching you? Who's been touching you?
And mommy, what is it? Mommy, what does it have? Oh, it makes me feel bad about myself.
How does he touch you?
She said it always happens, and mommy makes me feel bad about myself.
What does he do?
Like, what is it? One time I woke up and it was
He asked the grandma asked, what does he do? And she's talking about the boyfriend. She said, he touches it.
I'm telling you the truth.
I'm not, honey, I am not saying that.
And mommy's with me always like that's about myself, and I don't like to fight him. I'm not going. I'm tired of it.
I'm tired of it.
So how did you get the school beat?
So she was saying that the boyfriend touches her VV. She calls it her VV, right? Her vajayjay. She didn't want to go back. She threw a huge fit about going back to that house where she's afraid the boyfriend's going to be. This is the boyfriend. His name is, he looks like a creeper. He's disgusting. Jacob Wayne Bellington. I'll show you a picture of him. Okay, Chirpin. Going to the Vegas tomorrow. I wish I was going. Okay, it won't let me blow it up. But I'll show you a picture of him. Creep. Okay, this is him. Can you guys see it? That's him. Okay. He's got a record. He has a record. I can't see. Okay, let me see if it shows what's on his record. Okay, here's this one. Who's touching you? Who's touching you?
No, I want to know because I care about you. I do
Mr. Jake.
Mommy, what is it?
Mr. Jake.
Mommy, what does it happen?
Mommy watches it happen.
Baby.
My Vivi.
Like, what is it?
He touches it.
One time I woke up and there was blood in my underwear. I'm telling the truth. I'm not, honey, I am not saying that. And Mommy was like, always like, Dad, I'm always telling, I don't like to fight him or anything. I'm not, I'm tired of it. I don't believe it.
That is sad, you guys.
Why don't you believe me?
Why don't you believe me? She said. Where's the one? Okay, this is where they were trying to get her away.
That in the event that she doesn't go with him tonight, that a motion is going to be filed against you for enforcement, and you're
Yes,
going to likely go
copy.
to jail. And so I need Sophie to do this so that you don't go to jail.
No!
Sophie?
I can't!
You can.
No!
And you will.
I'm not going!
You're going. Mom is going to get you right now.
No!
Dad is getting in the car and Mom is going to get you. I know you're upset. I know you're upset.
Away from me!
You have to let go and you have to come. Sophie?
Help me! I need one more hug!
I need one more hug, she said. She's a very upset child. Now, I guess the mother took away her, from what everything I've read, you guys, the mother took away her clothes. She took away everything in her room so she wouldn't hurt herself. I guess she still has her phone, or she did, but it sounds like maybe her mom took that away as well. So I don't think, yeah, Robert, it's awful. It's so is some people say, well, it could be just a spoiled brat. You know, she's upset because she wants to be with her dad and the mom's got rules and she's, you know, making her do certain things, right? I don't see it that way. Hi, Bebop. Hi, Annette. I don't see it that way. I see a very disturbed child. Where would she come up with mommy's boyfriend touches my Vivi? You know, where would she come up with that? And then when they said, well, her boyfriend's not going to be there, she said she'll just have another boy come and do it or something like that. Get right. Exactly. Coffee. Me too. Yes, I have been through it as well. And I'm sorry, but this little girl is just speaking up. She doesn't want to go back there. And the judge put her back there. Yeah, it's awful. Good night, honey. Sweet dreams. How much the kid was saying, why don't you believe me? Why don't you believe me? That's only something. Exactly. Because the grandma kept questioning her. Well, who's touching you? Who's doing it? Who's doing it? She's said something before about it. So I think it's, and now they're upset that the father is video recording what's going on. But he has to have proof of what they talk about, what she says, what he says. And I guess the mother's doing the same thing. I don't see a 9-year-old girl doing this just because she's upset that her mom's too strict at 9 years old. I just don't see it. You don't freak the hell out like that. I'm sorry. I don't think that child should be back in that home. Do you guys? Okay, this isn't any more of that. This is just her and her dad having conversation on Zoom.
I'm gonna pick you up.
I don't know, Coffee. I mean, she could have a drug problem. She could. Can you imagine being that father?
You know.
And your daddy's your safe space, you know? Hey, Christopher. What it do, boo? She's so sad, you guys. Just look it up, okay? Look it up and read about it. She's crying on the phone to her daddy. Can you imagine being her dad, knowing this?
I'll look at you tomorrow, okay?
She went to the doctors. She went to the hospital. Oh, in new news, okay, Robert, you don't have to, hon. You can put it on mute or whatever. I'll be done in a minute with this. In new news, Aaron Carter is going to be on Cam Soda. It's a cam site. Aaron Carter is going to be on Cam Soda. Disgusting. So there will be court hearings with Sophie's mother and father. So you guys can follow it if you want. You can look it up. Okay. Oh. Clancy sent me something. What do you think about it, Bebop? Yes. For dear life. Yep. And that's not made up, right, Bebop? Nice song, Clance.
I can see it in the things you do. Communism, socialism.
Communism, socialism. All right. There is no way that kid is acting or doing that. Exactly. Yeah. So I know a lot of people don't like to listen to it. So I just want to make you aware of it. Go show your support if you can handle it. Some people can't handle it. So in other news, guess what? My mom, this is going to be interesting. When my mother and I and my sister, hopefully if she goes, heads up north and goes on our little few-day trip, we will probably go live together. And we might have a little discussion about things. A real discussion. You're fine, Christopher. You didn't interrupt anything. So you might get to meet my mom. She probably doesn't want to be on camera, but you'll hear her voice. My sister probably won't have a problem being on camera. And just know that I'm not responsible for it if she decides to be a little, you know what, on a little cocaine. No. She says she's going to go. So we shall see. It's going to be pretty fun, I think. It'll give us some time to bond. I don't know. I have a feeling it's going to be our last time together. I do believe that. I'm going to be cleaning out a bunch of clothes and some more jewelry and stuff. So if anybody's interested, send me an email. If I've got kids' clothes, I've got my clothes, I've got boys and girls' clothes. I'm just going to be getting rid of a bunch of stuff. If you don't want to, say anything here in the chat, you want it to be private, send me an email and let me know if you're in need of any clothes for your family, because I have a lot. Probably all ages. And I'd like to help somebody out if they need it. What else was I going to talk about? Christopher, you need some clothes? You do, Bebop? Coffee, what were we talking about earlier? You could come up and we could have a discussion about what could we talk about, Coffee? We could have Coffee and Sean come up and we could have a discussion about the Kyle Rittenhouse case. What do you think? You guys want to have a discussion about that? Does anyone know about the Kyle Rittenhouse case? Who's going to be on white? Someone say, my sister, Christopher. My sister. Okay, Coffee says she'll come. Sean, what about you? You guys want to have a discussion about Kyle? See, Christopher, my sister has an addiction to crack cocaine. Okay, you guys, we got 2 people. They're going to come up and we will have a discussion about the Kyle Rittenhouse case. Now, just know it may get heated, okay? But we still love each other, all right? Because we all have some different opinions about this case. But the thing is I think what goes on too, okay, I'll give you a couple minutes. The thing that goes on is people see one story and then other people see another story. And that's the problem. Nobody knows the full story of exactly what happened, right? Nobody knows for sure. So I think, I was listening to Graceful Dragon sent me a really good YouTube channel. It's a defense lawyer. No, but I'll take that table you got back there. That little one? Good night, Jay. Where are you going? You ain't going nowhere. Jay, you sit down. You ain't going nowhere. That table, I'm going to refurbish it. You see it? I have a lot of stuff to refurbish, you guys. I love to refurbish. I need to pressure wash the front of the house. Yeah, but we can use our common sense. We don't have to assume that young men are murderers. We could choose to look at their actions in a reasonable, fair way. Exactly. Okay, honey. You be safe. Jay, are you going to come up when you're in Vegas? Okay, I'm cooling off a little bit. Maybe I can put this on now. Well, yeah, you need your rest for Vegas. Oh, my stomach's growling. My stomach's growling. I'm hungry. Is it okay if I eat something, you guys? It'll be junk. You know what I haven't had in a long time is Top Ramen. My poor kid's eating Top Ramen. Thank you. Maybe if I'm not drunk. No, it'll be fun if you're drunk. Oh, maybe should I go get a White Claw? Put a 1 in the chat if I should drink a White Claw tonight. What do you guys think? Okay, Sean, you ready too? Okay. I'm going to drop the link. Sean, you grab it, and Coffee, you grab it. Remember, I know you guys both are. Let's be kind to each other, okay? So did I learn how to refer when I taught myself as an adult. You guys think I should? Now you're going to get hot again. I know, Robert. It's my hormones. I'm supposed to work tomorrow, yes. But do I want to? No. You're drinking, Sean? Ooh, yeah, I'll have to get myself a White Claw. Hold on. Oh, I gotta plug this in. What do you mean? Are you saying 2 White Claws? Is that what you're saying? Okay, who is this? Your camera's on, honey. I don't know if you want it on or not. Okay. I'm going to add you now. Okay. Okay. Someone's echoing in the background. So make sure all your apps are shut down. Hey, guys. How are you? How are you, Sean? Okay.
I'm okay. Can you hear me?
I hear you. Coffee, you there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I hear you. Okay. Sean, if you want to share, I mean, I don't know if you want to share about what happened with your dad earlier. I'm going to run downstairs and grab something really quick. Okay. You can kind of share about, if you're wanting to, about what he said. I'm going to change this. Hold on. No, let me do that there so we can all be the same size. Let's try this. What's this one? No, I don't like that one. Okay, let's be all the same size. There we go. Okay.
I mean, it's pretty simple.
Huh?
The sperm donor disowned as long as Trump is president.
Wait, he did what?
He disowned me until Trump is no longer president.
Okay, wait. I don't understand that. Why? That makes no sense.
Well, unfortunately, coffee, that happens a lot. The Trump supporters. It's sad. I mean,
no, it is sad, and I think that it happens to anyone that's not like mainstream, because like I've lost a lot of friends because I'm not just 100% believe in like what one party does, and I haven't lost family, but I've know people on the other side that have like that. I'm really sorry, Sean.
Well, like I said, I call him a sperm donor anyways.
So like
we went from 1996 to 2015 where he didn't bother even trying to contact me. And when I tried to contact him, it was always unknown number, or the number had been disconnected. I mean, so it is what it is.
So like how often did you talk to him, like recently?
Well, when it was kind of interesting. Like I said, we reconnected at the end of 2015 to the beginning of 2016, and all of a sudden, when my ex left in the middle, towards July of 2016, yeah, all of a sudden he was silent. He didn't hardly say another word to me, but yet he invited my son up to meet him for the first time, but didn't even bother telling me that my son was going up there. I had to find out from my son. But I mean, he is who he is.
Yeah, exactly. Like I know with my mom wasn't great. Like I had to accept her for just her being who she is. Yeah, I get that, because anything else, it's just easier to do that.
I mean, the thing with him is he votes for one thing. He wants one thing. He's a one can't. I mean, yes, he's a veteran. I respect his service, but even that's not big with him. His big thing that he votes on is medical marijuana, making it nationwide. Make marijuana nationwide. Take it off the FBI.
Make
So I mean, that's
marijuana
his.
great again.
Yeah, he wants
Make marijuana
legal.
great again.
Yeah, that's what he wants. He's a
So, like,
pothead. He's a pothead and an alcoholic.
Your dad?
Yeah.
see, and like I personally, I don't understand one issue voters. Like, I understand there could be an issue that's more important to you than other things, but there's so many issues facing America. Like, I don't understand how you could just look at one thing.
Yeah. I agree.
Right, like, you know, and for me, if I looked at one thing, I don't know, or if people looked at like one of my views, like they wouldn't, if you just look at one of someone's views, you can't really understand where they are
Yeah.
or what they believe in, because like in a lot of, like for myself, in a lot of ways, I'm, you know, pretty left, but I'm more pro-life than most Republicans I know.
Gotcha.
Right, so like, how does that fit in a box, right? Like,
Yeah.
I went down there for.
So he said, "Oh, you wouldn't understand." And so I'm like, okay, so talk to me. Let me understand. What has the president done that has affected you? What policy? And instead of giving me a policy or how a policy that he did affected him, it was, oh, you wouldn't understand. You're a Trump supporter.
see, and that's what
I'm like, so my, so my response is, because I know how my dad is, I turn and say,
your voice is coming in and out, Sean.
so I mean, I told him basically, I said, don't rush to judgment, Dad. Talk to me. Maybe I will understand, maybe I won't. But rushing to judgment ain't gonna get anything solved.
Right, like you have to have the conversation.
Right. So then his next message after that, and that was, well, you're a Donald Trump supporter and I'm the opposite. So see you on the battle lines.
See, and that's what frustrates me. Like when I hear things like that, because like your dad said that and that's horrible. And then sometimes I'll try to talk to Republicans and they'll be like, "Oh, you're a Bernie supporter. Everything you say, like you know, you won't get it. You don't understand." Right? Like when people do that, like how is there going to be any progress?
Yeah. Well, and here's the worst part of it, Coffee. This was a group text. And the two people he texted was me and my cousin Eric, who are both big Trump supporters, to ask about an article that's already been proven false, asking us if it was true. And we said, and I responded, and then he did this big old paragraph disowning me. And I didn't realize it was my cousin in there. I knew there's more than one person, just me and my dad in there. So I won't put something to my cousin. My cousin's like, that was you in the chat? I was like, only thing I could, when he wrote that paragraph, only thing I could say was, wow, what the fuck?
I'm so sorry, dude, because even though you say he was just a sperm donor, that's gotta hurt. You know, you always, no matter how bad your parents are, you always want their acceptance.
Yeah. And, you know, I've never had it with him. I've always been put last with him. When my dad when he was married to a second wife, her children, who were older, came before me. When one of them had kids, her kids came before me. And then now my own son is coming before me.
All right.
It's, to him, I've never been a priority. It's always been, there's always been something to come above me.
I understand that. It sucks.
I always defended him against my mother until he went stationed overseas and promised that he'd bring me over. And I pretty much didn't do anything during summer in high school thinking I'm going to Italy. And never broken promise.
Okay, well, let's not let him take over let's let you have a fun night. Don't let him get you depressed.
Oh, I'm
Don't
not.
give him that. You're with us. You're with your family.
Yeah, but
Okay, but I want to find out. Hey, Chris. Yeah, if you're biased, you won't even think about listening to this. Okay, first of all, we have to talk about this really quick, okay? Coffee. Okay, when I say to Coffee, I don't want socialism. I can't, no way, I am not, socialism does not work. Look at other countries that have tried it. And Coffee, what do you say?
I say, but you do like some and enjoy some socialist some socialist programs, because in all essence, what a socialist program is it's a program that's funded by taxes, because it's funded by the taxpayers. So some examples of socialist type programs are the police, military, having your roads paved. Basically any of the services that the government provides are socialist programs because they're funded by the taxes.
See, and that's what that's where I say I don't agree.
But like, if you look at, if you go to, a website, like any website, and if you look up, what is a socialist program, it explains that a socialist program is a program that benefits the masses, that basically benefits everyone and is funded by taxes. So by definition, those programs are socialist programs.
But they're programs. They're not people that we're supporting that don't want to work, that don't want to contribute to society. They're people.
I'm for democratic socialism, and that provides programs. Like some of the things that
Wait, you're a democratic socialist? Is that what you said?
Yes. So
okay, what is a democratic socialist?
It believes in democracy, and it believes in some socialist programs. It's not it's not about the government demanding that a corporation does this or that. I know that there are some people that think that, with socialism or democratic socialism, the government's going to say everybody gets 10 loaves of bread, a month, and they get, 2 gallons of milk, and everyone gets the same thing. It's about changing where our tax dollars go. Because right now, a lot of our tax dollars go towards breaks for big corporations, and basically huge tax breaks for the rich. So most of what we pay into taxes is not being used to help the American people. It's being used for other things. And with democratic socialism, we would use those taxes to help the American people with more programs, such as providing healthcare for everyone as a human right. And that would be funded through an extra tax. However, when numbers have been run, it would actually save the average American money, because they would pay an extra tax on their payroll tax, but they would not have deductions come out from a health insurance company. And for a family, or actually for each person that pays, that gets taxed through payroll, it would be about $100 a paycheck that would come off. But there would be no deductibles when you go to the doctors, no copays for going to the doctor, no copays for going to get a medication filled. So the average American would save money. They would not be paying anymore. And then people will not be tied to their job, and if they have a job that does not offer medical insurance, they would still have medical insurance.
Okay, but think about if we had a socialist country which, if you look, it doesn't work.
So what countries are you talking about?
Hold on, let me see. So if we have a socialist country and the people that are out there are working their asses off, they're just going to be taxed for this and taxed for that and taxed for that and taxed for that. Everything's going to go to taxes to support all these programs that take care of everybody. So really, who's the ones paying for it? The people that are out there working their asses off.
Why the people that aren't working their asses off are collecting benefits.
Right.
And it doesn't encourage people to work.
Right.
Why? So, for instance, let's say, because the two socialist programs that I believe in that we don't have in the United States, that I personally think they should have, is the Medicare for All, which would save the average American, the average worker, money. So they would be paying less than they pay right now for medical insurance. So it would not cost them any more. And the way to fund, they would fund, and the other thing I believe in is free college to every American, but like a state school. And that could easily be funded by a small tax on high risk investments. So those two programs could be done without costing the average American any more money in taxes. And what would be spent to pay for college for every American for state school would end up being repaid into the system within 12 years. Because when somebody has a college degree, they make more money, so then therefore they would be taxed more. So what gets paid in to give this student a college education would end up being made back because they would pay more taxes.
If they decide to go out and work the job that they went to college for. So, and many don't.
Bebop.
And many college graduates can't even get a job in the field that they went to college for.
Yeah. That's true. You hear it all the time. And Chris says socialized medicine
and retail his whole life. I can't tell you how many people that have degrees and high degrees in different stuff that the field is so packed.
Yeah.
IT.
So regarding socialism
I'll give IT a good example. Can't get a job in IT, so they're working in a manufacturing plant.
Yeah.
And the other problem you have, and you have this problem in other countries. I'll give you a good example. Australia. Okay. My ex-wife is from Australia. I also have a couple friends in Australia. And the biggest problem they have with the college program like that is you get students that just take advantage of it and stay in college forever because it's free.
Yeah.
Right, but then what you do is you put rules in place that it covers, X amount of time. So I know people that actually do work at their college courses. Maybe they're at a a harder school or taking a harder curriculum. So then, I know some people that legitimately took 5 years to get their 4-year degree, and it wasn't them messing around. So maybe put something in place like we'll pay for a statewide college, state university for 5 years. Right. So because years ago, when it was made, in law that basically K through 12 is paid for, by the government, and it's a right to the students. That was when you were able to actually get a good paying job with just a general high school degree. Now, in order to get the same jobs that 30, 40 years ago you were able to get with a high school degree, you need a bachelor's for it.
Well, you also had something a lot more of back then, and something that we need to bring back. Trade. I'd rather have honestly, in my opinion, I think we need to get rid of universities and colleges and bring back trade schools.
I don't think we should get rid of universities or colleges, but I think it's completely outrageous that I've seen over the last 20 years that one of the first things that gets cut from like high school budgets is trade stuff. Like when I went to high school, my high school, they had you could take like a welding class. Mm-hmm. Right, and they don't have that anymore. Like, I think that there needs to be that.
Why is that? Why have they gotten rid of all these? Because there's no demand for this stuff, because they're trying, Democratic people are trying to make everything big business, only certain huge big corporations, Amazon, all of these big companies, they want certain people to own everything. That's what their goal is.
See, please don't say Democrats with that, because I'm a Democrat, and I think that it's outrageous that there are companies like that. I know Bernie Sanders is a Democrat, and he's called out a lot of these, he's called out.
I'm not saying you, but I'm saying it is the Democrats that have pushed for that. Jenny, what do you mean so many deleted messages? I haven't seen any deleted messages.
Yeah. And I mean, I can tell you, Coffee, I can give, and I do agree with Bella on this. I'll give you a prime example. When we had a Democratic governor, yes, we've had a Democratic governor in Florida. And this certain Democratic governor couldn't make up his mind which party he wants to belong to, because he's changed his mind 3 or 4 times. Mm-hmm. One of the first things he did was he cut all the trade schools in Florida, every single one. Jeb Bush came in, which I'm not a big fan of, just to say, and he brought the majority of them back. Same thing with our last governor. He brought a little more back, and Ron DeSantis has brought a whole bunch more back.
I'm a big proponent for trade schools, because, trade schools actually, people could make good money if they're good at a trade.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean,
some people just don't want to go to a 4-year college,
Right, but what were you going to say, Sean?
And one of the reasons why the Democratic Party, for the majority, like I said, not all, but the majority want kids to go to universities and big colleges, so they can put them in these programs, teach different ways to get them to be more extremist. I mean, it's a fact that you go. I mean, I've been in the Patriot movement long enough to know that it's an absolute fact that's the universities and colleges that are training Antifa.
I mean,
That is an absolute fact.
so I mean,
You know what the name of and you know what the name of the organization is in these colleges that in Antifa?
what?
Democratic Socialists is the program.
Yeah, not that I mean that's not the democratic socialism that I believe in or that I prescribe to in any way, shape, or form. But I think that along with covering, you know, a 4-year university, it's a 4-year university or a trade school, and I think that should be, you know, covered by the taxpayers because what's the alternative unless you're going to greatly increase the minimum wage? Because back in, like, let's say the 50s, right? Somebody was able to work part-time and work full-time over the summer, and they could put themselves through college, right, and not be in debt. But with the economy the way it is now and how much even a state school costs, in order to cover the tuition, you would actually have to work at something like 92 hours a week. And then, of course, you're not going to be able to study. So the alternative is to take out loans. So then you get a 4-year degree and you're a couple $100,000 in debt.
Well,
So, I mean, so for me, like, that's covering the college at a state school is a solution to that. Do you have another solution to make college affordable so that somebody could go to college to better themselves, to get an education and make more money, for them not to be in a huge amount of debt when they get out? You know, because I'd be open to another, you know, another solution, but the, you know, free college is the only one that I've, you know, seen that makes any type of sense.
Well, one of the things that I personally think needs to be done, and there's some colleges, internet colleges, that have done it.
Hold on. Go ahead.
And I'd like to see the big colleges do it too. I don't know if any president has the power to do it, but one thing that needs to definitely happen is they need to lock down all the tuition at all the colleges where they can't go up, 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 up and away.
Right. So I mean, then would you?
The biggest problem, and a famous activist always said it right. The biggest problem with socialism is eventually you run out of other people's money, and then the whole country is going to go.
I'm sorry, Sean, you were breaking up, so I couldn't really hear you.
I said the biggest problem with socialism is you eventually run out of other people's money.
Hold on. I need to find out what the hell is going on.
Yeah, Bella, I sent you a message.
Yeah. Someone's echoing, Jenny said. Annie, have you been on here tonight? Bebop.
No, might be Jenny, my YouTube is muted.
I'm trying to find out what's going on, why all the comments are getting deleted. Oh, Annie, I emailed you, honey. I needed to know because I guess, okay, because I guess someone under Annie has been deleting people's comments. So I just didn't know if someone got into the accounts, So I emailed you. Right? Everyone said it was under Annie, right? Okay. Just wanted to see what was going on. Was it Jay's comments? Hi, Ian Amos. Was it Jay's comments that was getting deleted, you guys? Okay. Yeah, I didn't think you would just do it. Okay, you saw some of Jay's comments. Okay, honey, I just wanted to make sure because I hadn't seen you here. So I wanted to make sure that it was you doing it because nobody was saying anything bad. So I was like, what is going on? Hold on. Okay, you're good. Hold on, sweetie. Okay, let me fix it then. Okay. No, Jay had to go because Jay said they had to get ready for their trip tomorrow. Okay, hold on. Somebody just sent the screenshot. Oh, thank you, hon. Let me look. Let me see. Sean's message was deleted. Jay's message were deleted. Okay. Coffee's message was deleted. Yeah, a bunch of messages got deleted. Okay. Okay, we're good. We're good now. Okay, should be fine. Okay, it should be fine. Because I know Annie wouldn't just go around and start deleting things for no reason. So I just didn't know if somebody got into her name and did whatever. So Sean's back. Okay, Sean. I didn't boot you, I promise.
No, I left to plug my earpiece in.
Okay. All right. So you guys know about the no drama. Annie says, I never liked none of you. We love Annie. We know she wouldn't go rogue on us. Annie would never go rogue on us. Okay. The Kyle case. Obviously, we have different opinions on this. I think no, Jay's not blocked. No, Jay had to go. Jay had to go. What do you mean he's blocked? I don't think he's blocked. Who blocked? How did he get blocked? Oh my gosh. Hold on. Oh Lord, let me go look. I gotta go up and find his. Hold on. Let me go up and find a comment. Oh, it's not letting me go up. What do you guys think of that whole case?
Self-defense. That simple.
Coffee?
I'm not 100% sure, but I mean, I think, I don't think he went there with, murderous intent, but that gun that he had, he could not legally have. So if he went there legally without that gun, then two people would still be alive. So I think that there should be, he should have some consequences for that.
Mm-hmm. I think there should be some consequences just for the fact that okay, Sean, you talk. I'm trying to figure this out. Hold on.
No, I mean, it was self-defense. The only charge that he might get might be a gun charge, but the rest of it is self-defense. The fact is, somebody fired at him. Somebody fired at him. And then now, because I watched a breakdown of another video that I had not seen yet that Bella's bestie sent, and I watched that, and it was interesting. Before after the initial shot shooting towards him, there was a series of other shots, and then his shots.
Right, but the person that he shot and killed was not somebody that had a gun that went to shoot him.
No, but the eyewitness had said that the guy that was shot in the head had grabbed his gun and was fighting him over that gun when he turned around and shot the guy.
See, I think that an important piece of evidence that we don't have that we need is what happened before he ran away, right? So something happened that wasn't on camera when they were by the gas station. So something happened, then he started to walk away, and when he started to walk away, somebody shot bullets up in the air. So
right,
and then
but before, then there's
and threw a bag. So what I think an important piece of evidence that none of us know that could help us understand how everything went down is we need to know what happened at that gas station.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I mean, like I said, eyewitnesses said we could clearly see in the video the guy with his hand with the gun up in the air that shot in the air. But before Kyle shot and after, on this breakdown video that Bella's bestie sent me, before his series of shots and after the guy shot up in the air a couple times, there was another series of shots. That was very faint. That was very faint.
Yeah,
but
like
you could clearly. But you could clearly.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with you, Sean.
But sound analysis has detected that it was not the first guy that shot up in the air, and it wasn't Kyle's shot. But then, like it said, the eyewitness turned around, said from Daily Caller, the one that turned around, not only did he take off his shirt and wrap his shirt over the guy's head, but actually helped put the guy also so he could go to the hospital. Clearly stated also that he had grabbed Kyle's gun. Kyle called the cops, was walking around.
One piece of information that's incorrect, and you could actually look it up because it's in several articles, including the police report, is when Kyle made that phone call, it was not to the police. It was actually, he called one of his friends and told one of his friends that he killed someone. So that's misinformation that's out there. And it's the correct information is stated by the police that the phone call he made was to her friend.
Okay. And then, of course, when he took off running, when everybody started going, get him, get him, get him, of course, then he was attacked, and that's when the other guys were shot.
Right, and here's the thing, though. So the third guy that was shot was running towards him and not yet approached him. So at that point, and if you look at Wisconsin state law, you have to defend yourself to the amount of the threat. So that person had not yet touched him. He was running towards him, not yet touched him. I don't see how that third person that he shot could be considered self-defense because he did not attack him. Maybe he was going to, but he did not attack him at that point.
I'm sorry, you point a gun at me, I'm going to shoot you before you shoot me.
Yep, that's what I say. Yep.
And the And the guy even said in an interview, "My biggest regret is I did not empty the chamber on Kyle."
See, so yeah.
When did he call the police, Robert? I'd like to see documentation of that, because he made one phone call, and on the tape, you could actually see one phone call that he made. You could see him pull up his phone, you see him talking, then you see him hang the phone up, and then you see him run.
Christopher, it's okay. See, that's what I was saying. He's being chased by people. Picker sees it the way I do too. Yeah, running at Kyle. Yes, and they were hitting him and all that.
With the skateboard.
Yeah.
While the
She
other guy was
said-
pointing a gun at him.
What did you say that happened with the skateboard? That he hit him when
With
he
the skateboard, and I actually watched the video, and this is what I see. He was, and this is what I've seen other commentators say as well, is the guy with the skateboard was actually going to take the gun away, and he had the skateboard in the other hand, and when he was going for it, the skateboard did hit Kyle in the head. Because if you think about it, even with common sense, Kyle did not have abrasions to the head. And if somebody was hitting him over the head, like, some people are saying with the skateboard, Kyle would have some type of an injury to his head. And there's no injury.
Is that when he shot him, when he turned and the skateboard hit him? Maybe he thought he was getting beat with something, or he was getting shot in the head. Maybe
Exactly.
that's when he shot him.
People are saying that Kyle shot him because the guy was hitting him over the head with the skateboard. If he hit him,
That's what he felt, or maybe he thought it was a gun. I mean, that's maybe why he shot him. There's the proof right there that the guy turned, and that's when he shot him.
So the guy that turned was the first person that Kyle shot. And that person did not have the skateboard. The second person that Kyle shot was the one with the skateboard.
Correct.
And he was not shot in the back. So, but if he was actually hitting Kyle over the head with a skateboard, like people are saying, Kyle would have injuries to the head. He was going for the gun, and when he was going for the gun, the skateboard did hit him. He wasn't taking the skateboard, with two of his hands and hitting Kyle over the head, like I've heard some people say. That's not what happened. So the skateboard might have hit Kyle in the head, but that person was attempting to go for the gun.
Right. He was attempting to go for his gun. I would do the same thing. I don't understand how people don't see that's a reason to shoot him. Right? I mean, are you going to let him grab the gun from you and shoot you? I mean,
how is Kyle supposed to know that the dude accidentally hit him with the skateboard?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not even saying that one might not be self-defense. I'm just correcting what I saw in the video. And if he was hitting him over the head with the skateboard, he would have had injuries to his head, and Kyle did not have injuries to his head. So this is more that I'm trying to give what I saw when I was watching the video.
He got hit in the head with the skateboard, but maybe he wasn't being banged on the head multiple times with the skateboard, but he got hit in the head with the skateboard. And the guy was trying to take his gun, so we shot him. I would have done the same thing, especially with more people coming at me.
Okay, so I do have a question, though. Do you think if Kyle did not have a gun that night, that these two people would be dead? Because this gun was not legal for him to have.
They probably would still be alive, or that other person that was shooting guns could have absolutely shot someone.
There could have been more people dead.
Mm-hmm.
We've already seen it at Portland, Seattle, Chicago. I could go on and on. Different New York, where there wasn't
said it was legal.
It was the Picker said what's legal?
It was legal, the gun, for him to have.
It was not legal for him to have the gun if you actually read the Wisconsin state statute. And I read the actual statute, so the actual law in place for him to have a gun. The way he could have the way somebody under 18 can have a gun in Wisconsin or be in possession of a gun is if they are being supervised by a parent at a shooting range, or if for hunting, they could have some rifles if they are hunting.
It fell under some kind of emergency law, Chris said. What do you mean, Chris? But it was legal, Picker said. He was with adults but got separated.
Correct.
Oh.
But so then if he got separated, he was not under the supervision at that point.
What?
But he went with his friend who was another minor. So that is who he went with. He did not go with adults.
Well,
right,
the one
the
video.
defense lawyer, Picker. I heard him.
Here's the thing, though. I heard that the defense lawyer said this as well. And what I've heard is the defense lawyer is going to use this as like a Second Amendment issue and try to challenge the Second Amendment and the way that the Second Amendment law is written in Wisconsin.
Yeah. Oh. I don't know. I think it was self-defense, but.
Yep.
And I'm saying that I don't necessarily disagree with that. I'm saying that we need to, there's going to be a trial and a big piece of information is missing. And that's what happened at the gas station.
Yeah. And we know, and we do know, and what we do know for a fact,
hey,
from
Johnny.
From the earlier video at the gas station, you could see Kyle, his friend, with a bunch of other group of adults with guns, with the guy that first got shot, and pardon my language here, because anybody in here knows I'm not racist, but the first guy got shot, looking at the local militia. What?
He's got to come back. It's cutting out. Come back.
That weird machine thing.
Yeah, it sounds like a. Hey, Redka. No, the thing too is there was a point you saw Kyle on the ground too. He was down on the ground, and it's just there's three. I don't know. Yeah,
I think right now though, like we don't have all of the information. So, I think that as more information comes out.
And yeah, what about all those 7 shots that were going on before? Like, where were those coming from and who were they shooting at? Kyle was obviously felt he was in danger.
Like I said, that guy, and that, like I said,
hold on, sorry. By the way, the guy who got his arm blown off ran up on a boy with a gun and he was not arrested. Also, there was that guy that kept going, shoot me, and that's the guy who ended up on the ground.
Yeah, that said shoot me inward repeatedly.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and he was being confrontational, but he wasn't being physical. And then something happened that we don't know. And then and then he started chasing him. So there's a piece of information we don't know. And I think that could, because did the guy that yelled that then sit there and, try to hit Kyle? Or did Kyle sit there and say, yeah, I'm going to, and freaking pick up his gun? Right? And so I think that that's a huge piece of information that could change, that would
I don't
potentially
think
change the whole dynamic.
I don't think he thought, okay, I'll shoot him. He never shot anyone, it sounds like. The other thing, too, is Robert was saying why he was there. Like, he was there cleaning graffiti off of walls. He was there for work. Robert, can you explain that? And his buddy wanted to go to this thing, this protest.
Yeah, because local businesses called for help. Yeah.
And I agree, Robert, the court will settle this. And right now, I think on all ends, it's kind of conjecture because there's still information that nobody knows.
Yeah.
Right? Like
And I mean,
I'm sorry, sir?
The biggest thing is going to be when the eyewitness comes out in court and says everything he saw, and any other eyewitnesses that were standing there.
Yeah, exactly. And the media has lied a lot about this, because I know that I think it was the first or the second night, everyone saw it, and I said this, and I told Bella this, and I said this in chat, and at that point, before more information came out, Robert even agreed with me that everything every news station was saying was that he crossed state lines with a gun, and he was going there solely for the protest, and that was on every news station. But that's not what actually had happened. So there is a clear example about how the news stations are just making shit up.
Yeah.
Right. Johnny says, before he started running down the street, someone shot at him, and this boy shot back and hit him. That's when he started to run down the street and was attacked.
Yeah.
Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah. It's the whole thing is sad. Picker says, stop watching those news outlets.
Robert even watched those same news stations. At one point, every news station was saying that, and then they started to change as more information came in.
Yeah, so they just kind of said what they wanted.
I mean, that was even news stations that Robert had seen, because that night he actually agreed.
Yeah, Antiva. I've been to an event with Antiva. ENA Mom, you're so sweet. I tried to answer the calls and they weren't. Wait, no, they weren't. What? They weren't what? CNN.
I guess that Robert and Sean should stop watching those news stations as well, because they both know exactly what I was talking about with, at first, what all of the news stations were saying.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And a lot of times I'll go to One American News before I go to Fox on something.
Mm-hmm. See, and I heard about it through social media. Like, I don't ever turn on my TV. I just heard about it through social media, like from everybody else.
Yeah. I mean, I got sent the videos almost immediately after it happened. So,
yeah.
Because of one, and which I'll admit, he's media. He worked for Red Elephant. He had videos of it, and the minute he put them up, I downloaded them.
But Coffee, what were you saying about what they're saying? What you think or what people are saying about the eyewitnesses? What were you saying about that?
No, just because I was talking last night to someone and they said, and I'm like, I'd like to see the video. And they're like, well, what about this eyewitness? And, if there's a video, I would much rather see the video than rely on an eyewitness, because, if you look at any attorney on both sides will prefer to use a video than eyewitness testimony, because eyewitness testimony to some aspect is flawed, because in a given situation you and I could be somewhere and we could witness something and we both explain that situation differently even though we were both there.
Yeah, but there's also the chance that they saw exactly what happened too, right?
But if there's a video versus eyewitness testimony, the video is going to be more accurate.
Okay, but what if there's not a video of exactly what happened, what escalated everything?
Right. So, I mean, then of
And
course,
I think with all the
eyewitness testimony, but it's not as solid as a video, right? Like, I mean, it's the next best thing, but it's not as good as if something's actually on tape.
But I think some can be.
But like, how do you?
I mean, the biggest problem with the video, and Coffee, you even got to agree with this. The biggest problem you're going to have with getting video with that instant, a clear video, is all the freaking cars in that parking lot.
Cars, people running back and forth, it being dark out.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
So there might not be that good a video. See, so maybe an eyewitness will be good in that situation. I mean, but I see what you're saying. Two people can explain things totally different sometimes.
Right, and
but they can also explain it exactly how it happened too. Sometimes,
Yeah, and I mean, the thing is the eyewitness was not just a newsman, which I agree with what Robert's saying, but the Daily Caller, I mean, for the most part, is neutral, because they'll report liberal stuff. They're not really, they're independent.
Mm-hmm.
So that's gonna be, I mean.
Yeah, no, because like after someone mentioned, I looked some stuff up, because a lot's happened, in this situation. And, that reporter did say that happened, but that reporter also said that, Kyle was, at some point early on awkward with the gun, and that he had told him that he was a medic, and with Kyle's age, he couldn't have been a medic. So I'd say that reporter actually seems, neutral, because he's kind of saying things on both sides, right? Like he's not. It doesn't
That's
seem
what
like
Sean's saying. They see it. I mean, I think you guys don't be too hard on Coffee, because I've talked to her privately, and I think she tries to see both sides as well. Yes, she does lean more to the left. She leans to the left. Anyways, but if something's this way, she'll say it's this way. She's not gonna make it be this way just because she believes it's that way. Like, she'll do her research, she'll look into stuff. But I think for this situation, like she said, not all the evidence is out there. Like, we're judging things from the way what we've seen from the evidence that's out there, and we've formed an opinion, and that's how we believe. She hasn't seen all the evidence yet, and none of us have seen it all, but we feel satisfied with what we've seen.
Okay.
I
want to answer what Coffee said and what Picker said about the medic, okay? Because, like Robert said, I've been boots on the ground. I mean, one of the reasons I have the problem I have, to be honest, the reason why I have the bone spurs is because how many times I'd work 8 hours, drive another 3 hours, go to a rally for 6 hours, and then end up going to work. So I've been boots on the ground. I've been to hundreds of rallies. Somebody can, at some of these events, all thing they got to do is give somebody a medic pack and say, okay, this is going to be the medic for the event. They don't have to be a registered medic. It's just there's somebody that's got a medic pack on them.
Wait, but
so they might.
he didn't have a medic pack on him, and it's not a constant to Picker. It's not a constant try to search to find fault. I was just pointing out actually and saying that this reporter seemed honest because he was saying something that might not be flattering towards Kyle.
Oh, okay.
Right. So, I mean, everything's not like when I say things, sometimes I'm just stating facts. Like I was actually supporting this reporter when I said that. It was not about negative.
Yeah. Oh, I understand. I was just responding to what Pickard said, because Pickard said he wasn't old enough to be a medic, and I was just trying to explain to him. Sometimes they'll find somebody, and a lot of events. I've gone to a lot of events where if they don't actually have somebody that's a medic personnel, they'll give it to somebody that's they don't think should be on the front lines. So sometimes, unfortunately, it might be a minor. Now, personally, I don't think minors should be at any of these rallies and protests myself.
Oh, I agree with you with that because, you know, I don't know. I don't think a minor should go.
Kyle did have his medical kit with him. Sorry, Picker's saying there's video of Kyle before the incident being interviewed by the Daily Caller reporter. Kyle was also applying medical aid to the protesters.
Yeah, that's true.
So he's a certified lifeguard. Yeah.
Correct. So he's certified to do mouth to mouth. I mean, of course, everything you have to do with the lifeguard. So.
See, and also, I did not know that for me, you know, when someone says a medic, what I was thinking myself is a paramedic in which you have to take a state licensing exam. So when I hear, if someone says to me that they're a medic, I'm going to take that and assume that they're a paramedic, not that, you know, what you just explained.
Right. And that's why I was trying. Right. And that's why I was trying to explain it. Just like you'll have.
And to me, it doesn't matter. Like to me, it's like, okay, that has not. Okay, so if he said he was a med, whatever. Like to me, just like Coffee, you saying him getting pulled over and getting a ticket for driving with no license or something. I said that doesn't make him a bad person. Like we just think differently, you know. But it doesn't mean we're bad people. We just think differently than each other, and that's okay. We can still be friends, and we can all still get along.
Exactly.
Right? We don't have to get mad at each other or be mean to each other. We're having a conversation. Many of us think one way, many of us think another way. That's okay, but we're talking about it, and that's important to talk about it.
I wish more people could actually have conversations.
Okay, I want to bring something else. I know it's a different case, but something Pickard just said. Shauna, something on Donald. When situated, the pager prayer victim was stalked by a group of Antifa, not just one. Yes, that is true. They were actually they had stalked him to a gas station to the point Joey actually, during his live, had to get pulled into the bathroom at the gas station, which possibly saved his life. There's also new video that came out today that discredits what the now dead killer had said on Vice, because there's now video of him around a corner stalking people, and when turning around, Donald walked by him, started talking to his friend. You could watch him walk up behind him and clock.
Yeah, here's the thing. This is my hey, oldie, nice to see you. I've never seen you before. I don't know if you've been in here before and just changed your name, but if not, welcome. And if yes, welcome back. We're having a kind of a discussion about the Kyle Rittenhouse thing. Here's the thing. I don't believe that because the kid dropped out of school and he's been pulled over for a license, not for driving with no license. Coffee thinks that says something about him. To me, 17 years old doing that, like you drop out of school, okay, who knows what your home life's like, and then driving with no license, that doesn't make you like a bad person, you know?
No, I don't think it makes somebody a bad person. It just gives a little bit of a light into who he was. Like, he wasn't 100% clean, law-abiding citizen. That's all I was saying.
But so
that'd be saying Einstein's not, or these other geniuses that dropped out of high school.
well, she's talking about also driving with no license. It's like, well, you've never done anything illegal?
I didn't drive without a license when I was 17 and get busted for it when I was going 25 miles over the speed limit in a state that I did not live in.
Okay, but see, to me, that doesn't talk about his character. That just says he made a stupid decision. Like, to me, that's not like a moral value, moral and value thing. That's a 17-year-old making a stupid decision. That's
what 17-year-old doesn't make a stupid decision?
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, as more information comes out, we'll also get a better picture on who he is.
Yeah.
No, how does that say who he is, though? Like, to me, hey, Plumie.
I mean, I did something stupid. I did something stupid when I was 19, 20 years old.
I've been to jail, but that doesn't make me a bad person.
Yeah.
I went to jail for hitting my boyfriend because he kicked in my car after it was totaled and fixed. Like, the cops saw me do it, but that doesn't everybody, people that know me know I have a huge heart. I'm a loving person. Like, I would never hurt anybody purposely, but I've been to jail. That's way worse than driving over the speed limit.
So then can we agree on future situations, and it looks like Sean fell off, that, somebody's past, if they have minor incidences such as that with the police, that it doesn't matter for the given situation?
Wait, what? Can we agree?
That if there's a situation like this in the future, right, that someone's past history, if it's minor, doesn't come into play.
Yeah, why? Why would, what do you mean in the future?
Because I see a lot of situations in which, little things that somebody's done in the past is brought up if there's a shooting.
Yeah, I mean, I could see if there was something that he did where something moral, like, to me, okay, about abiding the law. How have you ever sped? If you've ever sped, then that says something about your character, because that's breaking the law. To me, that's an absurd thing to judge somebody on, that he drove without a license. I just don't agree with that. It tells something about his character at all. I don't believe it.
Yeah, to me, that's different than, prime example, holding a pregnant woman by gun.
Yeah. Or stealing somebody's personal belongings, or something like that. Like, I think if anyone's ever sped, what that says something about their character, it's along the same lines to me. And it does not at all. I would never judge somebody because they sped. It has nothing to do with anything. That's my
opinion. Not the speeding. I was bringing up more about the driving without a license, because
it doesn't matter. It was that he broke the law. But it was that he broke the law. That tells you something about he's not a law-abiding citizen. So anyone who's ever sped broke the law. It doesn't matter. It's
that he didn't feel if he's driving without a license. It's Trice, and he got caught for driving without a license in August. So in less than 30 days, there were 2 instances in which. So to drive, you need a license, and you have to be 18 to have a gun. to be in possession of a gun in Wisconsin. So in less than a month, there were 2 times in which he made a conscious decision.
One has nothing to do with the other, though. One has nothing. Why are you grouping them together? It has nothing. They're 2 separate instances.
Because it's the same thought process that the law does not apply to me.
No, it's not. To me, it is not.
To me,
no
he's
one,
just being
if you speed, you don't sit there and think the law doesn't apply to me. You think, I hope I don't get caught.
Forget about the speeding. So driving without a license when you're in a different state. Because this happened in Wisconsin. We don't know if he has any, if there's any history yet in.
Okay, so wait, he's been there. He's been in Wisconsin for over a month.
I don't think he's been there consistently, but the ticket that he got was
he goes there often, obviously. He goes there often, obviously. So he felt it's not that he went to another state and he's just, hey, chilling with Byron. Oh, I guess I better do my members. He just joined. I mean, thank you, honey. Maybe I should start doing my member group again. I think it has no bearing whatsoever on the kind of person he is, just because he drove in another state. But we don't know why he did that. Maybe there was a good reason why he had to drive without a license. Maybe. We don't know, right?
Maybe, yeah. And this is more information that will come out.
But to me, it's like, I don't understand why that's an
Amen,
issue.
Robert. Amen.
I don't understand why that's an issue, though. I guess I don't.
I guess the only reason why I had mentioned it is because I have seen many people, not everybody, but I've seen a lot of people say that he was a perfect kid.
Well, who he is, he could be a perfect kid. Who he is inside, not perfect, but he could be a very good kid inside. Maybe he's made stupid choices, but all in all, he's a good kid. My son's an amazing kid. He's made mistakes. He's sped before, but I would never say, if he ever got in trouble like that, I wouldn't say, well, he sped that one day. So that really kind of tells you about his character. I don't think it has anything to do with that.
Amen, Picker.
That kind of a, who he is as a person.
Yeah. Yeah. The fact that he works as, like Picker said, he volunteered to erase graffiti off local businesses. He volunteered to defend local businesses, and he's a lifeguard. That should say a lot more than driving without a license.
And what about the kids that were there? Like, so what were their histories? The ones that were egging him on, the ones that were chasing him. Who knows what kind of criminal record they had?
People have published it online.
Huh?
People have looked into that and published it online. And Picker, I do not believe that he is a hero.
Well, Picker does, and you don't, so we can respect each other's. We can respect each other's. I don't know if I'd go to the extreme that he's a hero, because again, I don't know exactly how it all went down. But I haven't seen it, I should say, with my own eyes. Some of the mob, I think several, are convicted sexual offenders.
Oh, absolutely. I could tell you from, Antifa that I've dealt with, every time Antifa member gets arrested around the country, I end up getting information. I end up getting sent the pictures from their mugshots, and majority of them are absolutely convicted sexual predators.
E&A mom, exactly. And that's one thing I was telling Coffee earlier, and I started crying. I'm like, where are the parents of these kids that are just out there going to these things with weapons? And there's no way in hell I would let my 17-year-old out of the house with a weapon going down somewhere where there's a bunch of other weapons. And Ian Amom says, when I was his age, I stayed out past curfew and smoked pot a couple of times, but it was different time then. He shouldn't have been in that environment. I feel bad nobody was there protecting this young man.
Yeah, exactly. And that's one of the things that you and I agree on, Bella. Like it's insane. Like, where was his mom?
Mm-hmm.
Or his dad? Or actually, where were both of them? Right?
Where were all of their? Yeah, exactly.
A 17-year-old boy needs both parents.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I agree. Chilling with Byron says, I changed my opinion about the 17-year-old boy Kenosha, Wisconsin, after I had did my own research. Think he in the right to defend himself. However, I don't agree with him having the gun.
See, and here's the thing that, like, so one thing that I've been saying all along is we need more information. We need all of the information at our hands because, for instance, years ago with the Casey Anthony trial, right? I bought into what the media was saying, and when the trial first began, I'm like, she is guilty 100%. She should get the death penalty. She, because
I knew she was gonna get off right day 2. I was like, she's out. She's not gonna serve time.
Right, but before the trial, just listening to the media and seeing what was played by the media and looking at different types of media, I was convinced that she was guilty. Then I watched the trial and looked at the evidence, and I changed my mind.
You have to go on the evidence, right?
Right, and right now, we don't have all of the evidence.
Yeah, she should have. They overcharged her. Listen, I think Casey Anthony definitely was responsible for the death of her child, but I don't think she intentionally murdered her child. That's my opinion on it. Rainy Bows, nobody would have deleted it, honey. I'm sorry, I don't see it. How are you, sweetie? Listen, you have to have evidence. There has to be the evidence. Yes, there's circumstantial evidence, but at the same time, I think Kaylee's death was a horrible, horrible, horrible accident. I don't believe she murdered her daughter because she wanted to get rid of her. I think she gave her something that killed her, and that's what happened.
Yeah,
yes.
I think she gave her maybe Xanax or Benadryl.
Or chloroform.
Yeah. I don't believe. I don't believe the chloroform because just some of the evidence I saw, for instance, some cleaners and things can test as chloroform. And this was a long time ago, so I don't remember all of the details. But when I was listening to the evidence, I'm like, yeah, it probably wasn't chloroform.
Right. I don't think it's chloroform. I agree with you there, Coffee.
But based on the media reports, I was convinced before all of the evidence came out that she planned and outright killed her daughter. Like, it was planned, it was carried out, and she had no emotions, and she was like a sociopath, and that she would, kill again. But the evidence changed my mind. So since then, I actually learned, wait until everything comes out.
Yeah.
Okay, Coffee. I'm gonna ask you a question about that case.
Okay.
And it's something I ask everybody. I asked Bella. Do you think she was alone in covering the accident up?
Absolutely not.
Thank you. Who do you think it was, the dad or the mom?
I think the dad. I think that. So she grew up in a family that what was up was down and what was down was up. And her mom was very, 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 very critical of her. And her dad did kind of try to protect her. And I grew up in a similar type of situation. So I could see in my house, if something like that happened, and if I told my dad saying something like, I will make this go away, just go
Yeah.
somewhere for a while.
And him being a ex-cop, you know.
Right. And then my dad would try to come up with something, because my dad wouldn't want my mom to flip out with me like that. But if my dad lost my granddaughter, he probably wouldn't want to lose his daughter as well, because if I went to jail for life, he'd essentially lose his daughter, right?
Yeah, Jenny, see, I'm kind of with you because I don't think her father, loving Kaylee like he did, would allow her body to be thrown in the woods in a garbage bag. I don't see that. I don't.
See, but there was also evidence. So in the past, in that family, when if a dog died, they would put the dog.
I know you told me that, but
and bury it. And there was evidence that Kaylee was buried and came up, just with storms and stuff.
no, I don't believe that they would do it in the woods out there. No, I don't believe her dad was involved. And then them saying, "Oh, he molested her" and all this shit. I don't think her dad had any part in it.
I think that was bullshit.
I don't think her dad had anything to do with it. I think she did it because she was pissed at her parents. She wanted to go out. Her and her parents, they didn't want to watch Kaylee. They wanted to teach her that she needed to be responsible and give up things. She has a daughter, and she went. She wanted to go. Thought, I'll teach them. I don't need them, and knocked her out so she could sleep and she could go out and party. And she died. That's exactly how I think it happened. And she freaked. I mean, people think she didn't have emotions. Probably at that point, they say everybody shows emotions differently. Everybody deals with shit differently. So I think she probably freaked out at first and then thought, what am I going to do? How am I going to explain this? So she just went along in her mind in that survival mode that I could never do it, but I can see that's probably what she did. She was solo. I believe so too, Jenny. None of her friends even knew. Semi-auto means you keep having to pull the trigger, Steven says.
See, and I also think when people are like, she was going out partying, and use that as her being a terrible person.
Right.
She actually had to, at that point, if she wasn't going to go home and she didn't have a job, she had to stay with friends.
Right.
And if something, I'm sober 12 years, but if I was to lose my daughter, I'd probably be drunk every fucking night. So
right. That was her way of coping. Yeah.
In fact, I can't blame her for drinking every night. And the fact that she had to live somewhere, so it would be like with her friends, that age group goes out. Like if I was drinking, it would be, in my freaking condo by myself, but
right.
It's the same thing. I get drunk every night.
Yeah.
And not to mention she worked at a job where freaking everybody at that job went out and fucking partied like crazy all the time.
She didn't work. Wait, what do you mean?
Yeah, so she did work, like she had a job like being like a shop girl or something.
Yeah, but that was off and on. But then she lied about the whole. She was manipulative.
I'm talking about the previous job when she was working at Universal at one time.
She never worked at Universal.
No, she lied about all that. She took them there and she never worked there. But here's the thing. I think that I just had something. Her mother, remember when she was saying that she graduated and then they found out that she didn't graduate, and her mother went ahead and you probably didn't hear this, Sean. I just found out about it just a while ago, but they were saying how they threw her a big old party, like a graduation party, and she never graduated, but they went along with it. So she didn't feel bad about herself, and everybody was proud of her, but she never graduated this college courses she was taking. And her mother went ahead and threw a party for her like she did. No one knew the difference.
Exactly. And then there was a time when she was very pregnant with Kaylee. I don't remember how far along, but she was very pregnant and obviously pregnant. And she was telling people that like she wasn't pregnant. And one of her relatives said something to her mom, and her mom knew she was pregnant. And her mom was just like, "No, Casey's not pregnant."
Right. I think,
But
and
yeah,
then her
I
and her
do.
brother's relationship was really fucking weird too.
Yeah. Well, I remember the fake the graduation party just because being in Florida, everybody was posting on social media, and I do remember that getting posted
So are you?
about her not actually graduating.
I don't. But like, very far
What
from
the
you.
hell? I'm an
Were you
hour
at-
from Orlando. I'm an hour from Orlando.
Okay, so you were close enough that like it probably was everywhere for you.
Oh, it was everywhere for us. And I have a lot of friends in Orlando too. But yeah, I mean, everybody was talking about it here. And I can remember after the case, and I've told Bella this, I had a friend that was about 3 or 4 years older than Kaylee, but oh my God, they look so alike. And she had to quit her job at Walmart because people would harass her, thinking that she was Casey.
Yeah.
I mean,
I remember reading a story where there was a woman that wasn't Casey, and she went to like the gas station and was just pumping gas, and someone physically assaulted her.
Yeah. Yep. They do because.
Yep.
I mean, I've been accused of being Casey Anthony. It's like, are you serious? I fly to Orlando. I'll do a drive-by, Annie.
But yeah, I mean.
Yeah, her parents, I mean, they catered to her, obviously. But the whole brother thing was really weird, too.
That was weird. But.
See, and that's you know, and unfortunately, it's another case of, you know, I just wish her parents didn't cover and allow her to do what they let her get away with, because I think that if they were perhaps stricter on her, you know, she would have been a different person.
That's right, Marie. Yeah,
okay.
They.
Let me answer Rainy Bow. Rainy Bow, I used to live in Palm Harbor. I used to go to Tarpon Springs all the time, and I just lived down the road from Crystal Beach.
I can't believe she got away with it. I feel the same way about it. I think her and Jose Baez, I think she used her charm on him. I really do. I think they had a little thing going. I always felt that.
Oh, there's been many reports saying that her and him had things going on, but.
Oh, so do you know what's crazy about OJ? Just like a random fact. So OJ, Jodi Arias, and Amanda Knox all have the same birthday, and they were all
correct.
And they all slashed people's throats. Like, that's just one of those weird birthday things.
Yeah, right?
Jose is a complete dork, and she was apparently caught giving. Yeah, and I remember he followed me when I used to have a Instagram or whatever. He followed me back, and I was like, oh, I thought he did a good job on the case. Absolutely. But here's the thing. That's what I was going to say, Annie. Casey and Scott Peterson. So Casey said she wanted to become a lawyer and a private investigator and all this stuff. Well, she said she was going to work on Scott Peterson's case, and she was going to try to get him off. And you know what's crazy is now he's got his new trial coming. He's going to get a new trial.
Yeah, and like I agree, Jose Baez is great. Like if I ever get charged for murder, like he'd probably be one of the top attorneys on my like waiver.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, not Juan Martinez. Juan Martinez That's
Yeah, I
interesting,
mean,
and we're gonna talk about that when Maria's ready. Maria's ready because
Yeah,
she's
so
gonna come on here.
I talked to her.
Jose was amazing. I'll give him that.
So I did talk to Maria. She said that probably towards the end of the month she is going to do that documentary, and it actually starts shooting. I think she said like Tuesday or Wednesday, and it's going to be at least a couple of days, and then she wants just a week or two to kind of breathe.
Yes, Marie. Yeah, she was one of those. I don't know. You guys think Scott Peterson's guilty? I don't know. I'm starting to look at things a little differently with that one.
I am also like I'm not sure. There's just some stuff that I didn't know during the first trial, such as another woman disappearing, and then they're in the area, and there being burglaries down the block.
Right. And there was another pregnant woman murdered.
Right. Yeah.
There's another pregnant
Rainy Bones, I know exactly where you live.
There was another pregnant woman murdered. So yeah, that too. Yeah.
And I think that pregnant woman washed up on like the same shore.
Yes, she did. Annie, yes, Haley Cummings. Yes, I remember that case. Yes.
Hey, Rainy, did you
right,
do you remember a girl named Heather that lived off of Ridge Grove Drive West?
I love that you're talking true crime right now instead of animal. I know I'm gonna pop off. We've been on here 2.5 hours. I would love it if Scott would agree to a polygraph now. Yeah, that would be interesting, right, Marie? This has been fun. We should do more panels like this. I'm going to go up to the gun range. I've been getting shit knocked off my list of things I've got to do, and going to that gun range. I'm gonna go up there this weekend, and I'm gonna do some target practicing, and I'm gonna buy a gun.
The whole thing with Scott Peterson, half of me wants to say he's guilty as hell, and another half wants me to say he's innocent, and I can't figure out why.
And I think it's unfortunate that, I actually think with the new evidence that's come to light, they should do a new trial, but they didn't. They just, put back, and took basically the death penalty. Right, but now since new stuff's come out and there's doubts, I think he should potentially, get a new trial.
I think they will. I do. I think eventually they will. All right, you guys, I'm gonna go.
Oh my God, Rainy knows one of my ex-girlfriends. That's scary.
Oh, that's fine.
Okay. Good night, everyone. I'm gonna drop off the panel.
Love you guys. Bye, Sean.
Bye,
Love
sweetie.
you. Love you guys.
Love you too.
Bye. Okay, stinker butts. I'm gonna go stinker butts. Bro name Brad. I'm gonna have to look him up. Night, Jenny. Good night, Chirpin. Good night, Marie. Thanks for popping in, you guys. And Annie and Rainy and ENA Mom. Chirpin. Who did I get? Robert, thank you, honey. And Annie, thank you. I'm scrolling up. If Christopher's still here, good night. I'm going way up. Stephen Greer, I don't know if he's still here, but if you are, good night. Some people just kind of watch. And we still get along. Yes, we do. One thing I like is we just disagreed, but weren't mean. Good night, Picker. There you are. I'll message you back, honey. I saw your message. Don't let me forget to ask Sean about his story. Rainbows. Okay, hon. Yeah, next time I have him come up, you can. Or next time we're in here. Good night, Marie. All right. God bless you. Sweet dreams. Sleep with the angels. I will see you next time I see you. Okay? Love you guys. Bye. Pray for each other. Make sure you pray for each other. Gotta pray for each other. Good night, honey. Good night, Robert. Sean, I'll remind her next time we're live. Good night. Sweet dreams, Rainy.